When Sheldon Adelson, Las Vegas Sands CEO and casino mogul, exited the Oakland Raiders' effort to relocate from Oakland to Las Vegas, still not approved, the idea was that everything would shift to Oakland and that the NFL didn't want to deal with Mr. Adelson because he was a casino owner and a mogul. In fact, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell at the State of the NFL press conference at Super Bowl 51 in Houston said that the idea of a casino owner owning a part of an NFL team was not something that was, quote, consistent with our policies. And he said it's not likely, not stadium ownership role either. And prior to that comment and prior to Mr. Adelson's exit, he didn't have a way of actually owning the stadium in that case, but he was clear that he was assisting in the financing of the stadium. Now Adelson is out. Bank of America is partially in, but only for part of the enormous cost that is required to build the planned NFL stadium, or discussed NFL stadium, because they really don't have a plan for it, in Las Vegas. The debt that Bank of America hangs over the Oakland Raiders organization is approximately $676 million. However, there is at least a $450 million cost for off-site transportation infrastructure improvements, even though the Southern Nevada Regional Transportation Commission has said that it wants the Raiders to pay for the entire $900 million cost, according to the Nevada Department of Transportation. So the Raiders are looking at a Vegas situation where, not even including the relocation fee, they're already staring at a situation where they will be in the red by, according to my calculations, a low of $604 million, and a high of $964 million over a 30-year period. That means that additional financing assistance, an additional investor is needed. And that investor, be it another bank or a casino, will need their cut. But here's the big problem. If the NFL allows the Oakland Raiders to go into Las Vegas, they can then deal with whoever they want to. The NFL cannot stop them. Basically, they can't say, okay, well, you are now taking money from casino people and you're working deals with casino people, and so therefore we don't want you in Las Vegas anymore. It would have been too late. So doesn't that cause everyone to look at Commissioner Goodell's statements as if they ring hollow? Because if you really, as a league, are concerned about providing a proper firewall or between sports organizations that are within your league and casino moguls and gambling, then you're not going to allow an NFL team to be in Las Vegas. Now, NBA Commissioner David Stern said it's going to happen, it's inevitable, but he never put an NBA team in Las Vegas. NHL has hockey, and that's yet to be, it's just opening up. We haven't seen how that's going to work. And I might add, that's an entirely privately financed effort by one person. He doesn't need the casino money per se. The NFL effort is entirely different. There are people who believe that tickets will be bought up by the casinos, luxury suites will be bought by the casinos, and you would have to say by extension that some casino mogul, perhaps Sheldon Adelson himself, will be invited to walk right back into the Raiders situation as an investor, and then get his cut of the revenues from that stadium, as Mr. Adelson planned to do when he was working with Mr. Davis last year. So then, what's this really all about? I mean, why the charade? Why the walls? Why the double talk? If the NFL really intends to break down the wall between its teams and gambling, it needs to say so. And it also needs to deal with an enormous number of legal consequences that will arise as a result. Everything from player behavior to player influence to a deal done with Mark Davis or one of his partners that winds up putting the Raiders in a negative business state in terms of a liability. All of that comes to play. All that comes open. All that comes to bear on this situation. And it has to be addressed and talked about. There's something wrong with this deal. The numbers look bad, and yet there are people who seem willing to push Mark Davis into a bad deal in Las Vegas, in the NFL, into a gambling situation.